Hi everyone and welcome to Sultan Sanctuary and She Plus walkthrough. This is part 3 and now we're gonna go to the forest, finally. I think we're going to the forest. I hope we are. Yeah, we are. So I'm gonna show you here that... Oh, I actually didn't show you, but just across the jumping platform right there, there's a really powerful weapon that you can get. This is the woods, the Watching Woods, and we have, I think we have 2 bosses in this area. We're gonna do all bosses. Did I mention that before? This is a walkthrough for completing the game, but there are optional bosses in the game, and I'm going to show you all bosses. So yeah, eventually you're gonna see all the bosses. I might leave the optional ones like nearing the end of the playthrough of the walkthrough, but anyway, so I kind of wanted to take this part since I talked a lot about the game already, and unless I do some decision within the walkthrough, I think we are covered as of now for what I mentioned in the game. These fucking bolts that give you poison are really annoying fucking enemy. Yeah, I wanted to kind of do a little channel update because I don't want to actually do channel updates in a separate video. I don't think that's... I mean, you guys might want to check them out. I'm not saying that you won't, but I don't do... like, the games that I'm going to cover are kind of in the trailer that is in my YouTube channel, and it's kind of undisclosed already, but I'm going to mention mostly all the projects that I'm going to finish in this year, and some of them might change, of course, not because of me, just because of, you know, the nature of releases. But I'm going to cover Uncharted 4 in May. I might even stream the first playthrough, and I haven't decided if I'm going to use the YouTube streaming service or if I'm going to use Twitch. I guess I'm going to use whatever works better with my internet, because my internet is a piece of fucking trash. And yeah, the thing is that if I do stream it, it will be only for entertaining purposes. I wouldn't actually be able to stream 1080p 30 FPS with my internet, in no fucking way or reason. I might be able to stream 720, and I'm not sure. So if I'm not even able to stream 720, maybe I could stream at a lower quality and you guys wouldn't even mind. If that's the case, let me know, and I will test my streaming abilities, and I'll stream anyway if you guys would like to see something like that, at least to check out the gameplay or something, not really like watching the whole fucking playthrough. Just to know that I can start streaming some stuff that I would like to stream. If actually I will stream a lot. I will stream often if I could, but like I said, my internet is kind of crappy and I'm not really sure about my capabilities in quality, I mean. But if I can do a pretty good and constant not lagging a stream, and I cannot stream in more than 720 or even 480. I know that sounds really bad, but I don't know, I don't really care. I care about interactivity, I care about you know, the freshness of a playthrough which is streamed. So I don't know, just let me know, guys, if you would like to see that. And yeah, I'm going to definitely do the brutal difficulty in Uncharted 4, which I'm kind of hoping that they will do. They haven't confirmed it. I don't think they confirm it, but I'm kind of hoping that they do that, right? So if not, I'm going to do crushing, but I really hope that brutal is in there. I'm going to do now. I'm going to just announce several games that I'm going to cover through the years. Some are old, some are new, and I will cover them whenever they release. So for now, talking about old games that I'm going to cover in playthroughs and not walkthroughs, because who will need a walkthrough of an old game? I'm going to cover Lords of Shadow 2. It's a game that I think it received a lot of heat, a lot of hatred, because Lords of Shadow 1 was really fucking great, in my opinion. Was a really good Castlevania. A lot of people hated it because it was that notion of it's like a God of War with Castlevania and etc etc. But I don't think it was a bad game. I think it was an awesome game with an awesome fucking soundtrack and a really good story. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Kojima wrote part of the story or helped with the project, and it really shows because the story is actually really good and the gameplay is awesome. But I'm not gonna do the first one because we already know how awesome the first one is. I want to actually focus on the second one, which is also newer. And yeah, I'm going to cover Lords of Shadow 2. Maybe I'll do it live, a live playthrough. Maybe I'll do it pre-recorded. I don't know. That can change. I'm going to do Splinter Cell. I'm going to do several Splinter Cells, but I'm going to begin from the last one. I'm going to begin from Blacklist. Almost forgot the name. Yeah, I'm going to begin from Blacklist because I think that's really important for me, and I will move on to the older ones if I see that you guys kind of want to see more content of that. Of course, every single game that I talk about that I'm going to cover is going to be played at the maximum difficulty, and even with limitations thrown into the mix. So yeah, I'm going to cover Darksiders 1. I already announced that, but I re-announced it so that you guys know. I already bought the game, so yeah, I'm going to cover it in Apocalypse difficulty. When it releases, I'm going to cover Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I really hope that game is a marvel, because from what I've seen in gameplays, it looks like an awesome Deus Ex. It looks like, I mean, Human Revolution was incredible, and I want to do something like I did in Human Revolution. I want to do something with limitations and kind of stealth and non-lethal, something like that. And I hope the game is great. I'm definitely going to cover it. So I'm going to cover Darkest Dungeon, which is a game that already released. It released in the final state of the final version. It was a game that was on early access, and I don't really believe in early access. I think it's kind of shit. But I was keeping an eye on this game, and when it released in its full version, I bought it because I know what kind of game it is, and it's a game that relies heavily on Cthulhu mythos and has a Lovecraftian ambience to it. It's a role-playing RPG with combats with turns on it. It's not a fast hack and slash like this, but it has a lot of things that are really cool, and I think a playthrough will be really beneficial. Even I was going to say a blind, not a blind because I already played the game. A kind of live playthrough. There we go, brain. A live playthrough will be a lot better, I think, because the game has a lot of randomness to it, in a good way, not a bad way. So you know, your heroes can die at any time, and the dungeons are really cool, the bosses and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have fun, and I'm going to do a playthrough with it. Also, I'm going to do Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Here we go with another sanctuary that I have to cleanse. And yeah, I wanted to do Future Recon for a while now. I was a big fan of the Ghost Recon series. Not so much of Rainbow Six or those type of games, but I did played Ghost Recon 1 and 2, and I liked it very much. And I did play Future Soldier, and I loved it. And I don't know, I want to do something. I want to do something cool with that game because it's such a beautiful game. It's slow paced, tactical, but at the same time it's a third-person action shooter. It's so fucking good. It's such a good game. So yeah, I'm going to do the Hitman game that already released the first chapter, or I don't know how to call it, chapter, level, I don't know. I'm probably going to cover it, but at the state that the game is released right now, like in chapters, I'm not going to, because I do not agree at all with what they're doing with Hitman. So I'm not gonna buy it. But when the game is fully released, hopefully at the end of the year, and I can actually check out if the full release game is actually good, you know, or is a piece of fucking trash. Well, if it is actually good, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to do something like a limitation run with stealth on it, something like that. Let's see. I'm going to continue SWAT 4, which could come as a surprise. It seemed like I abandoned SWAT 4 live playthrough. No, I didn't. I love SWAT 4, and I'll continue with all the rest of the levels. It's just that I got a lot of new projects, started recording them, and things got pushed back. Some projects got pushed back, and SWAT 4 took the hit, just because I don't know. It wasn't a project that many people felt too happy about, I guess, and it kind of got the bad end of the stick, but it's gonna come back. I'm going to cover Alpha Protocol, which is for me is a lost jewel. It's a game from what year was it? Was it 2008, 2007? I don't remember what year was it, but it's a third-person RPG game developed by Obsidian, and it received a lot of trash because it came out with a lot of bugs, and I guess the gameplay is not really that great, but there are a lot of things in this game that makes it, I think, an almost fucking jewel of a game. And I want to cover it. I really want to cover Alpha Protocol. It's a really cool stealth action game. So I'm probably going to cover Neo. Neo seems fucking not Neo from the Matrix. Neo, the new Team Ninja game that kind of looks like a Ninja Gaiden cross with Dark Souls. I know it's going to be a demo really soon, or in June or July maybe. I don't know where. I'm going to already play the demo, and if the game turns out like it seems like it's going to be turn out like it's going to be a really fucking great game, I'm going to cover it in the hardest difficulty, of course. I'm going to cover Nier Automata, which also is a Platinum Games. Well, not also, it's a Platinum game, and I love Platinum, as you probably can check by my avatar. And yeah, I'm going to cover the shit out of that game as well on the hardest difficulty, which is probably going to be great. And I'm going to talk a little before I mean, I'm going to do a lot of stuff with games that I already covered, like a Soul Level 1 on Dark Souls 3, Permadeath on Dark Souls 3, Salt Level 1 with this game, a Permadeath with this game, a lot of stuff with games that I already covered. I might do something new with Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, but before I do it, I want to make sure that it's actually harder than the no damage walkthrough that I already did. I cannot imagine a harder walkthrough what could entail. Maybe you guys could give me some ideas, but I really want to do something else with Metal Gear Revengeance. But something that I want to talk about, that I told Gangsta the other day. I kinda hinted at a walkthrough that I'm going to do in Shun, which I'm going to call it the Shun Project for now. It's not because I want to build hype, because I know that I'm a small channel and I'm only followed by a small amount of subscribers, which are very loyal and very cool people, and I'm looking forward to meeting you on Facebook and chatting with all of you. But it's not for hyping it up. It's just because it's not the vision of what I want to do in that Shun project is not completed in my mind. That's the only reason why I don't explain it right now, because I would love to explain it and you guys to kind of say, okay, it's a cool idea, it could work, or maybe I don't know, we do it, it's not gonna work. And there's always that, but beyond that, it's not gonna be a walkthrough. I'm trying not to sound hypey about it, but I am hyped myself. It's not gonna be a walkthrough. It's not gonna be a playthrough. It's not gonna be a blind something or let's play. It's not gonna be a review. It's going to be it's going to try to be, and I hope it is, an ongoing series that will not have a beginning or end. Well, it will have a beginning, but it will not have an end per se. It will be more focused on the chapters themselves. It will have a different format, a really fun format that I think that if I get it just right, it might actually be a lot of fun. And it's going to be, in my mind, it's going to be fucking awesome, because I always try to do new stuff with games, or new ways to do stuff, and this is exactly that. So if I can get it to work, it's going to be something really special. It's going to have seasons, even. That's a hint that I can throw out. It's going to have seasons, and it's going to have story, and kinda, I can't say more without completely saying what it is, but if you guys are kinda smart about it, you might kinda catch on what I'm going to do, and if you catch on, I'll tell you, yeah, that's exactly that. But there are some doubts in my mind about it. There is still some thoughts about how to go about it in his creation or construction of the project, and that's why I cannot say 100% that is something that is coming. That's why I'm not announcing it, because if I would announce it, I will do a channel update just to announce this project. Not because I think it's going to be fucking great, oh my gosh, you're going to love it, and then it's a fucking trash, and no one likes it. No. I will do it just because I am fucking hyped for this. I would love to do something like the thing that I have in mind for. And, well, and I forgot about Doom. Doom is going to be a thing. Final Fantasy 15 is going to be a thing. I probably forgot about any other games, so a long year ahead of us, guys. Yeah, I hope you stick around, and for any new subscribers, welcome. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year. I'll see you guys in part 4. Take care.